Hey guys, welcome back to Pinehaven Acres. I'm Kirsten, and in this video I'm going to show you what my winter chores look like and also how I winterize my cages. I am going to start with water. We do about 5 to 6 gallons of water in the mornings, and I've been getting that from inside the house because we turned off our spigots outside so that they wouldn't freeze. So we are going to start with that, and pardon my voice, I'm getting over a cold, so it might sound a little funny, but yeah, let's get into it. So this is the cage that I have in the garage. It is a double stacker with dividers in the middle, so I can have 4 holes, and right now I have 4 does in here. 3 of them are hopefully pregnant. I bred them about a week ago, and then the other one has a litter. And I'm actually finishing up editing a video about how I built this cage. Hopefully I'll have that out soon so you guys can check it out. But anyway, we're gonna check on the doe's litter, and then we'll feed and water everybody, and also clean out the trays because they're getting a little full. This doe down here that has the litter, she was actually the doe that won Best of Breed Youth for Silver Fox at the ARBA 2023 convention. So very excited to get some litters out of her. This is actually her first litter, but she had 3 black and a chocolate, which I was not expecting the chocolate, but very pleasantly surprised about that. So yeah, let's get started and check on the babies. So I tried something new with these litters. I went to the dollar store and got these white plastic baskets. These 2 ladies have them as well. And then for the other potential litter, I have a regular nest box. And I had actually bred these 3 does the same time that I bred her down here, and they never had any babies. So I rebred them, but I left in their nest boxes because it is pretty cold, and that keeps them a little bit warmer, and as you can see, they love to sit in them. So I just left them in there, but only this one down here has babies in it. And I just wanted to see how they would care for the babies in this type of nest box. I've only ever used like a traditional nest box, and so far it seems to be working pretty well. The only thing that I was concerned about was the mother being able to hop in there like anywhere in the nest box, specifically to like step on her babies in the back. Whereas with this one, if the babies were tucked away in the back, she can't like hop in on top. She'd have to come through the front. So they're a little bit more protected down there. And so far, she really hasn't hopped in there unless she's feeding them, and if she does, she just hops into the front of it. But that would be the only negative that I can see using this type of nest box. They've stayed warm, and it's been in the 20s, so I think it's working out well. They're super cheap and easy to clean because they're plastic. The rabbits can chew on them, but she hasn't really done that so far. I tried breeding her to 2 of my best bucks, and she was not lifting for them. I tried different days. I tried switching cages. Like, she was at a good age to breed and everything, but she just would not lift for them. So at last resort, I stuck her in with my junior buck that was a homegrown, and she got bred. They had 3 fall-offs within like 2 minutes. So that's who she was bred with, and we got a chocolate out of them. So very excited about that. Let's take a look at these babies, and I'll give her some treats to distract her. This is a supplement that I give to my nursing does to help with milk production, as well as get their conditioning back and their weight back. It is black oil sunflower seeds, oats like oatmeal, and then YQ Plus supplement, which is the pellet looking stuff, and that's also good for respiratory and gut health as well. So this is just the mix that I use, and I give her about a tablespoon a day. And here are her babies. We have 3 black, and a chocolate is hiding over here. I'm really excited about this chocolate. I'm curious to see how her color is going to look. Chocolate can vary in the shade that it is. So with both of her parents being black and chocolate carriers, I'm curious to see if her chocolate will be darker or lighter. It also depends on the genetics of the parents. So we'll be watching her as well as all of these babies. I'm really hoping that we'll get some nice show animals out of this litter. We're always breeding to improve the breed. So with every pairing that I do, I look at my doe and what she is weak in and body type and what she's strong in, and then I pick through my bucks and I compare them with her and see which buck would complement her body type. She does have weak shoulders, and so the buck that I bred her to, he lacks the depth that she has, but he has really good shoulders. So hopefully with that, we created some pretty nice looking babies. But we'll just have to wait and see as they get older and develop. If you guys would like, I can do like updates on this litter, and as they get older, we'll pose them up at different stages of their development. We can start at like 8 weeks old, and then we'll do maybe 10 and 12 week old. I'm not sure how long I will grow this litter out before I start selling them. I'll probably hold on to them for quite a while, maybe like 16 weeks, maybe more, just because I am really hopeful about this pairing, and I don't want to sell anything before it's too early to tell kind of what their potential will be as they get older. So if you're interested in that, drop a comment and I'll be sure to update you guys on them. We can do some evaluations and pose them up and things like that. So these are the babies, and they look pretty good. They're warm down here. They're looking super well fed, and I think their eyes are still closed here. Yep, they're still closed. Alright, so we're down by the rabbits and chickens, and I'm going to start with the chickens. They are usually crazy in the mornings because they want their food. So we'll start with them. And something weird has happened with the chickens. So they stopped laying the end of the fall, or end of the summer. And then they molted, and then it got cold, but since then they haven't laid. And then I had talked to some other people about it, and they were saying that I need to change my chicken food that I was using, and I was using Sprout, just a layer feed. And so I changed the food, and now they're laying bucket loads. So let me know if you've had this happen, and if you think it's the food or like molting, the cold weather, maybe they need more light, anything like that. But the weird thing is that they're laying now and it's cold, and they don't, like, I don't supplement their light. So yeah, really weird. But what I'm using now for chicken food is this. And it's a little bit more expensive than the Sprout, of course, but it's a bigger bag, I think, than what I was getting. This might be 50 pounds. I can't remember. But they like it. And I do not free feed my pellets. I don't free feed my pellets anymore. I used to free feed them, but then they stopped eating as much as they should, and they were getting underweight. So now that I don't free feed, and they get a certain amount, it makes them want to eat more. And also it helps all of the chickens kind of have the competitive feeling of they need to eat because there's food there. So they start eating because the other chickens are eating, and it goes around. So they are eating all of their food now, and like I said, laying eggs, and they're looking a lot healthier. And it was also important that I did that too because it's cold now, so they really need to be eating their food. So I do 3 scoops. I think there's a measurement on this scoop. Okay, so it's a 2-cup scoop. Now I'm probably feeding my chickens more than they should be eating as it is, but I give them 3 of these, so it's about 6 cups for 12 chickens. I guess that sounds right? Anyway, they're eating all their food and they look good, so I think that's all right. This is behind the coop. I have 11 hens and I have 6 eggs in here. It's kind of frozen. So some of them lay in the afternoon, some of them lay in the morning. So I come out twice a day, especially in the winter because they'll freeze. But we're getting super pretty colors. I'll actually show you these. They're very pretty in the nest. Alright, on to rabbit pellets. I am currently feeding Heinold FPC commercial. Feel free to pause the video to read that. I've been loving this. I've been using it for over a year now, and I love the Heinold feed brand too. I also feed family formula, but the majority of the feed that I order is the FPC commercial. It's a 50-pound bag, and it's pretty affordable compared to the other formulas that Heinold has. Okay, so for water dishes, I have two bowls that I use. One's metal and one's plastic. I like both of them. They both have good and bad things about them, but it doesn't matter what it is, the water will freeze. So with the plastic ones, I like this because I can just bend the sides and it falls right out. Then it's clean, ready to use. The metal ones take a little bit more work. I either hit them on a cement block or tree stump or on the cage and I'll get it out. Sometimes the whole thing doesn't come out in one piece, depending on the weather. And it doesn't clean it as nice. Like with this, once I take the ice chunk out, there's rarely any fur or anything like that left in here. This one, it kind of sticks to the sides. But I can get more water out of this one than I can with this. So if I have litters, then I either give them a couple of these, or this is like 2 of these almost. So depends on the cage. A lot of my wire cages, I have this on them. On my wooden hutches, most of them have this. I have a wooden bowl holder that I put this in so they can't knock it around. So I'll show you guys that. But that's what I use. And then if you've seen my other videos, you know I have a bowl in here to scoot water out to keep the rest of the bucket clean and not cross-contaminate. And I bring it over here, dump it in, and good to go. I'll touch briefly on what I do for winterizing my hutches. It's super simple. I just get these Dollar Tree clear shower curtains and I staple them up to the cages on the outside walls, covering up the wire to prevent the wind from getting in. And then the hutches that I have that don't include the built-in winter/nest box. I give them these cardboard boxes. Sometimes I'll make like wooden boxes for them or just stick a nest box in there, but I'll fill it with hay and they can nestle down in there and stay warm. I only have a few cages that need these boxes. Otherwise, the rest of the cages have built-in winter boxes. As you can see here, this is the winter box. And then these cages here have what pretty much looks like a chicken nest box built onto the back of the cage. And then I have some more cages over here with the same thing. And so I just fill that with hay and they stay warm in there. I'm still working on putting up the shower curtains on a few of these cages. So I'm hoping to get that done this week before it starts to get really, really cold. But that is all the rabbits need. Their bodies adapt to the cold temperature and they grow in a thicker coat. They start storing up some fat. And they actually do much better in the cold weather than they do in hot temperatures during the summer. So they really do great. I haven't had any issues at all with keeping the rabbits outside during the winter. And we are in central Wisconsin, so we'll get into the negatives during the winter, and they do just fine. So that is how I winterize my cages. I will mention though, sometimes when it does get way down into the negatives, I'll put hay in a thick layer on the bottom of their cages to help insulate a little bit more. But other than that, that's what I do to winterize my cages. Alright, the chores are done and I'm freezing. I think it's time to go inside. Thank you guys so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.